Hand Heart Pocket, the charity of Freemasons Queensland, has provided over $11 million in philanthropic funding over the past 5 years to help meet the needs of contemporary families and communities. Let's see how we have made a difference by working with our charity partners at a significant and flagship level. This year, the Freemason charity committed to helping enhance the lives of people in the Sunshine Coast region, like Daphne, who has lived with cancer. Through a flagship grant and interest-free loan, 1,228 people who have lived with cancer will soon have access to additional wellness facilities and services. The grant will help fund the construction of a new 2-story therapy wing with a medical gymnasium and additional car parks, while the interest-free loan will allow Bloomhill to move its OpShop social enterprise distribution centre on-site, providing them with significant annual savings in leasing expenses. For people like Harry, who've been in a life-threatening situation off the Fraser Coast, it's encouraging to know that Volunteer Marine Rescue Hervey Bay will soon be equipped with a new marine rescue boat. The significant grant, which was supported by the local Freemasons, filled a funding shortfall to ensure the organisation was well equipped to assist more than 460 people per year expected to need assistance off the region's waterways. Hervey Bay is the third busiest volunteer marine rescue service in Queensland, and the new rescue boat will help them to continue their life-saving work. For people with low or no vision like Isabella, having a guide dog can be life-changing. That's why the Freemason charity Hand Heart Pocket provided a grant to Guide Dogs Queensland so they could build an on-site vet clinic at their nursery and training centre on Brisbane's north side. The vet clinic will provide comprehensive healthcare from the day the guide dog is born and through their working life. It will also bring a 60% saving in vet bill, and those savings will allow the organisation to provide 24 additional guide dogs over the next 5 years for people just like Isabella. Imagine having to move your loved one a long way away from their family and friends because you couldn't get the care they needed close by. For people like Laureen, who live in the Maranoa region in Western Queensland, this is a very real issue. That's why Hand Heart Pocket, the charity of Freemasons Queensland, gave a significant grant to Pinaroo Aged Care Centre in Roma. The grant will allow the organisation to refurbish part of their facility to meet the specific needs of people living with dementia in the region. Thanks to Hand Heart Pocket's significant and flagship grants, a vital transportation service which enables the elderly and people with disabilities in the Western Downs region to maintain their independence has been saved, with the local Freemasons championing a grant to the Murilla Community Centre in Miles. The grant has allowed the centre to purchase a new bus and vehicle to provide fit-for-purpose transportation and support services in a community where there is no public transport or taxi service. More young people in need will have access to a community-based youth mentoring program in southeast Queensland. A grant to Traction has allowed them to engage a specialist to build capacity and develop their long-term strategy and business plan. 500 children with hearing loss throughout Queensland have been empowered to reach their full learning potential through a grant from the Freemason charity To Hear and Say. 90 young people with high care needs have been able to stay at home with their loved ones, thanks to significant grants given to Young Care over the past 3 years to support the organisation's At-Home Care Grants program in Queensland. The homeless people of Brisbane had a safe place to go on the weekend thanks to a grant from Hand Heart Pocket, the charity of Freemasons Queensland, to Third Space. The grant allowed the Homeless Drop-In and Support Centre to open on the weekends and consequently secure long-term funding for their weekend operations. People with a disability in the Toowoomba region will soon be empowered to live independently after the first sod was turned on Yellowbridge, Queensland's purpose-built home, which has been funded by the Freemason charity Hand Heart Pocket. An additional 2,000 free legal appointments for domestic violence victims are now possible each year after Women's Legal Service Queensland was able to extend their Annerley premises to accommodate more confidential meeting spaces. This was the second grant given to the organisation from the Freemason charity over the past few years. People living with cancer in the far north can now receive holistic support from the Couch Wellness Centre in Cairns, which officially opened this year thanks to a significant grant from Hand Heart Pocket, the charity of Freemasons Queensland. Each year, 70 students with a disability will be job ready, and 100 people with a disability can be employed in the new Help Disability and Employment Hub at Crestmead. The hub was made possible thanks to a flagship grant from the Freemason charity. Hand Heart Pocket, the charity of Freemasons Queensland, is proud to have worked with its charity partners this year to make a difference in so many communities. We look forward to continuing our journey to provide a greater philanthropic impact across Queensland and in Papua New Guinea.